Well, Steve, we're one step closer to having this podcast simply be about food, which is, I think, the goal from day one. We've got Paolo Massimiliano from Regency Bakery here. Paolo, welcome to the show.
Welcome. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Super excited to have you because Paolo's he looms large in our household.
Yeah.
I'll say this: I try to take the girls to Regency whenever I can. Zoe had a school project where she was doing something about her Italian heritage, and she wanted to get a picture at the bakery. And then she's met Paolo before, but when I think she realized that he is who he is, like she was starstruck. She's normally not a kid lost for words, but there was a picture outside, and she was like,
she was pretty pumped about it.
Yeah. So anyway.
I like how it's like an unbroken streak of Italian men on our podcast now too. So this is great.
Yeah, we had Mauro Nero last week, so we're just making our way through the Montessori list.
That's awesome. Perfect.
So obviously we want to talk about all the great stuff you're doing with Regency. And I know the history. I'm wearing the 40th anniversary shirt. So maybe if you can talk to us about, the origins of the bakery, a little bit of the history, and then we'll kind of dive into, what you've been doing and your outlook for the future.
Yeah. So bakery was founded in 1984, September 1984. My father started at the time with, he had a business partner at the time. They started it, I was on Bouchard Street where the Home Martyr is now, is only half of the upper floor of the Home Martyr was actually Home Martyr. Sorry, the other half was Regency Bakery, or at the time it was called Regency Meats. So it was a butcher shop and deli kind of thing. And my dad took it over, but he didn't really know anything about butchery or anything like that, so he converted it into a bakery and deli at that point in time. But it was kind of the same kind of synapses we have now, just on a very smaller scale. And fast forward a few years, 1990, 92, I think, around there, we moved to our location we are now, right? And then we expanded, obviously, our product selection, our clientele base, and we had a little more space to house people, even though that place kind of feels small sometimes now too, right? So,
well, especially when I hit in there on Saturdays, it's real busy. You could see like a lot of the same people. It's like a ritual for a lot of people. You must get a lot of repeat clients.
Yeah, I think that's kind of one of the cool things about the business. One of the special things about it is you have this almost like ritualistic, traditional feeling around the bakery that you're seeing the same people all the time, especially around times like this for Easter's here. And we're part of people's traditions, right? So they know Easter dinner, got to have this from me, have to have that from there. They're going to DNA, they're going to Trini's, they're going to awesome local places that we have in Sudbury that we're lucky to have in Sudbury. So it's kind of cool, it's humbling, it's like an honor to be part of those traditions, and I think that's kind of what helps propel our business forward in the future, is just kind of like having those roots within the household.
Yeah. And for the last decade, like whenever I go on a fishing guys weekend, we stop there for cold cuts and for buns.
Oh yeah.
And you know what I never remember, because this is kind of embarrassing. I'll ask you if you have a rule of thumb, but so I get probably a few kinds of deli meats, right?
Yeah.
And they always ask me and it's always the same amount of guys that go, and I still don't remember what my order is. So every time I go there, I kind of describe there's 4 of us and there's probably going to be 4 lunches. And you can see they're just like, well, what are you doing, man? You got to come in with your order prepared when you're doing that. So how do you find out how much you need for sandwiches?
It all depends. Honestly,
we do stacked high though.
For a guy's trip, you're probably doing 6 slices of meat in each sandwich, right? You can gauge by slices that. Yeah. You're going to be probably 150 grams to 200 grams per sandwich.
Yeah.
I do the same thing when we go up to Bisco and stuff like that,
right?
Yeah. The guy's I'm always the lunch guy. I wonder why, right?
Yeah.
But one thing I always found is you can never have too much.
That's for sure.
So it's just kind of sign on the air of caution, and it'll be fine. And maybe a pike or 2 have come off a line with mortadella on the end of it.
Yeah, that's not bad. I could probably use that as a tip too.
You can order how do you ever get porchetta from Regency?
Not for the guys' trip.
So, but I'll just do you just decide.
Oh, by the
I don't know how much. It's there's this much. Just give me a little.
You know what I say, because I'm in with the lingo. Okay. I say I'll get that regular sliced. Regular sliced.
Yeah.
That's like a thing that's known.
Okay. Yeah.
Apparently, it's whatever thickness.
Yeah.
You could say shaved.
Yeah.
Shaved, thin.
Thin.
People say paper thin. I want to be able to see through it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but don't break it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a fine line.
Yeah.
And then I usually do the Calabrese buns.
Yeah.
Usually. Yeah. Or what are the ones that are shaped like it almost looks like a seashell?
The cornets.
Yeah, those are nice
those
too.
are really good.
Yeah. Now, deli, bakery, all of the fine foods that you have there. One of the things that we were thinking of when we were going to have you on is how do you stay sort of current? So you could be that sort of snapshot in time of a bakery, but like, how do you think of like, what are we going to offer next? Like, what is that something you guys think about?
Honestly, yes and no.
Yeah.
I mean, you try to stay current and relevant. I just think the one thing we always focus on, the main focus is quality of service, quality of product, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's what keeps us relevant, right? So, we don't cut back. We don't use fillers. We don't use there's no preservatives in our bread. There's no, in our freezer section, if you look at our frozen meals, it's like 5 ingredients per dish. Like it's just raw, basic cooking done right. So I think that the focus is always on quality, trying to stay like cutting edge and new. And like, I find like there's always these trend things. If you start chasing trends, there's always a new trend every week, right? And then they're there and they're gone, right? And when you start looking at these trend things, it's like a lot of things you see online. When you have to make those, people see like, well, that's cool, but like the detail that goes into these things that become trendy, you would have to charge a fortune for them. No one will buy them anyways, right? So I think we just try to, like for me, I try to stay true to our roots. We do experiment, especially on the cake and pastry side, quite a bit. Catering and the food side, we do try new things here and there, but for the most part, we're steady with what we're doing and we continue to grow.
Yeah, what got you there, right?
Yeah. So it's kind of hard to like try to focus on new things when you're constantly just trying to keep on the things you're doing, right?
Well, and what you're doing is very popular, so if it broke.
Yeah.
Thank you. And obviously people like, bakery and deli, we know that we're going there for our cold cuts and our buns, but like the pastry counter is also for us and the people that know about it, like that's where you get your desserts, right? And I mean, this guy, I think, what's your go-to cake?
It's the white chocolate Grand Marnier.
Yeah, which is, I think, my go-to cake as well. But like, maybe can you talk a little about the pastry counter and what you've been doing there? Because I also see you guys at the annual Art of Dessert. You got your staff there's turning out like some pretty crazy cakes year after year.
Yeah, so the pastry counter is kind of one of those areas that we really focused on over the last 5 years. We do stick to our traditional stuff.
Yeah,
you're gonna have your cannolis, you're gonna have your peaches, you're gonna have your Napoleons, like. The stuff that we've been selling for 40 years is still our top sellers, right? So you can't get away from those. We have got away from a couple things that kind of died off through the years, and and then I kind of leave it on my team. To be honest, I have a really good lead in my pastry department. I have a really good team there, probably the strongest we've had in a long time, if not forever. And I leave it on them. I'm not a micromanager as a owner. It's just like let's think of some ideas, let's come up with some stuff. They'll come to me with ideas. This is our brainstorming session, and then we'll fine tune it together and develop recipes, right? So for St. Patty's Day, we had we tried obviously work around holidays and whatever. So St. Patty's Day, we did these Bailey's and Guinness tiramisu cups, and they were incredible. And we literally took like Guinness and boiled it down on the stove and made it into like a simple syrup, but with Guinness instead of like water. And then we spiked that with Bailey's, and then that became our soak for our cake and our ladyfingers, and like it was just awesome. And so just kind of for me, it's about it makes it fun for them if I push them and say, hey, get creative, let's come up with something, come up with some ideas, and they're like, yeah, great, no problem, right? So for this month we've got some mini egg cheesecakes and a few things obviously going around Easter, so we're trying to keep our standard stuff but trying to like focus on things, bringing new items around seasonally kind of thing, like trying different things different times a year, and it's working. And sometimes you try things and they work. They get hot for a few weeks, then they slow off. So you always got to be adaptable. But I think the most important part of that is having a strong team to be adaptable with.
Yeah.
Now, this is a bit weird, but what do you call those peach things? They're just peaches?
Peaches, people call them peach bums.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
That's what my girls, they get a peach bun.
Yeah.
They don't like them, but like they like seeing them. They'll take a couple bites. Like I like them.
Yeah, I like them too. They look great too.
Yeah, they're a little bit rum soaked. So.
No, not like that. They look like real peaches.
Yeah.
So they're just called peaches.
Yeah, peach bums. Yeah.
There's no like Italian name I should know.
Pesca, which is peach.
There you go.
I'm going to use
that.
In there.
Then you'll have some real street cred.
Yeah, I tried that. As you know, I've said this many times, but my wife is Finn, so we go to Lanola's sometimes.
Yep.
And I try and use the pronunciation there. They see right through it every time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got to have it dialed in if you're going to expect to fly under the radar at any of these places, right? You guys, you sandbag me again because Mike's favorite thing to do is to have a guest on that has merch.
And
not tell me about it, and then he'll wear it, and I'm here like an idiot, right? So
but you know it's coming now though, so I feel like
yeah, but I feel like it's always a sleeper with you. Like so, he's wearing a 40th anniversary. You have the 40th anniversary hat on.
Yeah.
I assume that's what that
Yeah.
is. Yeah, great hat. When we think about 40 years in business, that's a huge milestone, right?
Yeah.
And I think you've gotten here because of that quality and service. What do you think if you're looking at the next 40? If you're crystal balling this, what are you looking for in the next? It's obviously generational.
Yeah. That's always the toughest question that I get. And for me, it's always the toughest answer. Basically, because you don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, right?
Yeah.
So my main focus is not necessarily one day at a time, but like I said, like staying intact with those traditions that we have that made the business last this 40 years. The foundations of the business, the way we operate, the way we serve our customers, and the pride that we have in our business, that we stay relevant, stay in those traditions. I think that's important. I think the other things that are going to propel it forward, always staying relevant, right? So trying to be, relevant, whether it's in the public or trying new things, coming up with new ideas. Maybe, who knows, down the road there could be an expansion, there could be another location. The business kind of grows itself, which is nice. And over the last 5 years, we've really kind of just focused on what we were doing as a whole, as a team, right? So I did a lot of cross-training in the last 5 years. I take people from different departments, put them in other departments so that they would kind of see what other departments are doing, because then you'll learn and you can now help customers better if you know the whole business. So that's kind of what we're doing now. So I think the next 40 years, what it brings is a lot of the same traditions. I just don't think you get away from the identity of the business. And who knows? We just got to kind of like stay relevant and keep building our team and keep building a strong team and sustaining a strong team, which is probably the hardest things to do in business these days. So I think right now we're at 25 staff members.
Wow.
Yeah, so over 5
headcount.
departments.
Yeah.
So it's a big machine. It's a pretty big machine from where we were. Like I think 5 years ago we were at 20 staff, 20 staff.
Yeah.
So we've added 5, and busy times we're up to 27, 28.
Yeah.
So just staying relevant is most important, and staying on those traditions and trying to stay relevant with our product line too. So outside of what we make, obviously, we can control what we're making and whatnot. It's about finding product lines like our grocery section too. I'm constantly looking at catalogs and trying to find new distributors to find different things that not necessarily in the grocery store.
Yeah.
It's really hard to compete on that level now because they get crazy price breaks, or they'll go for broke on stuff. They have loss leaders and they won't take as much margin or whatever it is, right? So it's tough to really compete in that market. And if we find unique products, it makes our store unique and different, right? And that's what brings people in. So a lot of focus on that in the last couple of years too, just kind of separating ourselves, rebuilding our identity, and just now building that structure is what's going to take us through the next 40 years.
Dill, pickle, mustard.
Engelhofer.
Oh my God.
It's awesome.
I introduced some people from Ottawa to that
my wife
last
discovered
weekend.
that. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
On your porchetta sandwich.
Yeah.
No, there's
There
no
you
better
go.
way.
Yeah.
No better
Yeah, I can't go to Porchetta Bingo anymore.
Oh yeah. Well, tell them what you did.
Well, so we missed the Saturday one at the Beef, so I went to a charity one at the Lockerbie Legion.
Okay. Yep.
And I walk in there. I'm not a lucky guy by reputation, and I immediately sit down. And these are like older folks that are like really there. This might be their meal for the week, right? I walk in there. They tell me they're going to play 30 games, right? I walk in there and I win back to back as soon as I sit down. They already hate me. Like the crowd's already turned on me. I proceed to win 5 and the door prize. So I won 5 pounds of porchetta and the door prize. That's 5 out of 30. I was a pariah. Like there was people yelling at me.
Did you feed the elders though?
Well,
Did you give it away?
I tried to do a couple pity porchettas. I think they didn't want it. They had too much pride.
Oh.
So
See, this is like the time that we invited you bowling for the first time. You clean these guys out. And then he came back, and then he got
was
stuck
so
in the
scared.
degenerate lane the second time, and then he got cleaned
Well, I was
out,
with Marco.
and he hasn't been back since.
those guys were doing like $10 a frame.
Yeah, that's how you bowl.
I don't know. Man. It makes you sweat.
It's the big leagues.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, it's true. World Cup of bowling. I didn't know with side bets. Yeah.
And 5-pin only, like 10
Yeah.
pin.
Oh,
is
yeah.
like,
I love the 5-pin only. That's such an
can't,
interesting detail. Like
King
only
sport.
5-pin.
It's
Yeah.
a gentleman's sport is 5
Yeah,
pin.
if you could throw a good game in 5-pin, I think you could take on the world.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah.
Well, one of the things I wanted to pick up on, because you mentioned, like for the next 40 years, you threw out like potential expansion or new location. But I think one of the interesting things about the business is like it's a magnet because it could be anywhere and you're going to pull those longstanding customers and new customers because it's, again, part of the ritual where, again, I live in New Sudbury. Everybody knows that.
Bummer.
But it's part of the journey every weekend to go there. I guess if there was one in New Sudbury, I'd probably just go more.
Yeah.
But again, you're always going to be pulling from the traditionally Italian parts of town.
Yeah.
And they're going to be driving to the south end, whether or not there was somewhere else. So it's an interesting, I guess,
If
problem
there
to
was
have.
ever a relocation, we'd stay in the south end.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think we'd ever relocate.
No, but if you open a new spot, I
if
guess.
we open a new
yeah.
spot, maybe, if there's an expansion that way or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, or it could be something else. It could be like something that kind of, that isn't essentially Regency Bakery, but kind of like something that complements it, like, where we can use what we're doing to help
Yeah.
kind of grow another little space, right? Almost kind of like what P&M's is doing with Mazzy now, right?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so something
Oh
like that.
man, like a sandwich counter, like
Something
Chichio's.
like that,
Remember
yeah.
Chichio's in Montreal?
Oh,
But
my God.
yeah, that all just, like I said,
Yeah.
it all comes with like developing a good team, and
Yeah.
then being able to work from there. If you don't have a good team, then it's really hard to move forward, right, and
Yeah.
rebuild that culture.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the focus over the last 5 years. It
Yeah.
was really like focusing on building skill sets. When you look at finding bakers, like
Good
put it on
luck.
a resume. Like, you're not getting guys like, hey, I've been baking for 15 years
Yeah.
from scratch at this place. Like they're non-existent, right? And the other thing that really affects Northern Ontario and Sudbury, for that matter, is in any part of the culinary world, we don't have a lot of culinary programs left here. There's not
Yeah.
one in Cameron. There's
That's
not one
for
in
sure.
Boreal. Canada has one that they just started because I guess they found a little niche in the market. But outside of that, everything's like Barrie and South.
Yeah.
And it's going to be hard to pull kids back up from there.
Yeah.
come
That's
here,
for
right?
sure.
So you don't have anything educationally feeding the system, and you don't have a lot of experience within the system that is moving around because most business owners, if you find someone that's good, you're gonna try to lock them in and
Yeah.
keep them happy and do whatever you can to get them from moving around, right? So
Yeah.
that becomes a challenge moving forward too. But right now, I think we're in a good spot. It's really good. Like work's really enjoyable. Like I enjoy going to work. I really like being there every day.
Yeah.
You can
So
tell.
right now I'm just kind of enjoying that moment, like that team that I have now, and
Yeah.
the family culture we have. And we're a family. And that's, when I when I interview and I hire people on, like one of the first things I tell them is like, we operate as a family. They're like, what do you mean? I said, well, it's a family business, but it's a family business because your staff and your people you work with become your family. Right, so we all like being around each other. My staff hang out with each other outside of work all the
Yeah.
time, so it's cool. It's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I think
great,
the kids say the vibes are good.
man.
Yeah. Vibes are great.
Yeah. Come for the vibes.
Staff's happy,
Yeah.
and happy staff makes happy customers,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
That's for sure. You can tell that when you walk in there.
Yeah, they're having a blast. Like they just
I love the old school tickets. Like you grab a number.
gotta have the number.
That
man.
can't go. Never digitize that.
No.
That's so good.
No, the kids, like, we went in there once because I was there 3 times in a few days because we had company coming,
Humble
so I had to
brag.
like reload. And we went in one time and like there was no numbers, and the girls were like, "Do we still need a number?" I'm like, "You can grab the number because it was like 0, right?" So you didn't really
Yeah.
need a number because there was nobody else there, but they like obviously the holding it,
Yeah.
giving it to them.
Yeah.
So.
That's a good
gotta
story,
do
Mike.
I'm glad. Thank you for letting me go on that side trip. We had Brandon and John,
Yeah.
the guys that did the Porchetta documentary,
Yeah.
on at some point because I don't want to date the podcast. But
Please don't.
when they were on, we asked them like what was the best Porchetta they had, including like their trip to Italy.
They squirmed.
And they didn't, because they said right away that the director's cut that you made for them in Regency was like the best porchetta that they've had, including like as part of their journey to Italy and everywhere else that they got to eat porchetta from, whether it was DNA or Torini's. So we can talk about porchetta obviously all day. But the thing I did want to ask you about is, for them that was like the best porchetta they ate. But obviously you as a trained chef, just wondering if you could think back in your mind, what's for your money the best dish that you've made?
That I've made like at Regency Bakery.
No, in general, because we want to talk a little
Period?
culinary stuff with you now.
Oh man, the best dish. I've got to say one of my favorite dishes of all time in my culinary career was when I was at Big One Island, we had a seafood dish on a menu called the Seafood Trilogy.
Okay, I'm interested.
Yeah, it
I'm
was
locked in.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
So it was a butter poached lobster tail,
Yeah.
2 pan-seared scallops,
Yeah.
and then what was the last thing? Oh god! And then we had like almost like a chili Thai marinated grilled shrimp.
Okay.
And then that came with a potato fondant. So I don't know if you know what a fondant potato is. It's like literally you cut out potatoes in cubes, like you make them into cubes to make them look cute or fancy.
Yeah.
And you literally poach that with butter and stock for like slow, like over 2 hours, like
Yeah.
slow poach. And then that's your potato. And then we had this like lobster cream that we made, and we used fresh like lobster shells to like flavor the cream and whatnot. And it was just a crazy dish. Lot of detail, a lot of like prep that went in that dish,
Yeah.
but we would sell like 20 of those a night.
Wow.
And it was always, and it was just something that always stuck with me. One, because the one thing I really liked about it was the elements on the plate. Like, so you had essentially seafood cooked 3 different ways, which was cool too. And then you had this like really, we always had our veg was always like a broccolini with like a nice carrot and some nice bell peppers and stuff like that. We always had nice veg. We always had like a little bit of an elevated dish. Mind you, we're in the middle of Muskoka at a private golf club, so you have to kind of gear towards your thing. So that was kind of really cool. That was one of the dishes that I really, really enjoyed. When I was a chef at the Idlewild, I actually put it on a couple feature menus here and there, and I got some pretty cool reviews off of it too. So so you always kind of go back to your. When I think of I go back to my roots, like when I really started learning to cook. Big one was probably the place that elevated me from being a student chef to like an actual chef, and a lot of the stuff we did was kind of cool, cutting edge. The chef I worked under was really, really good, like awesome, one of the best in Canada.
And I imagine, I can't imagine like being a trained chef. You must, obviously you still experiment in the kitchen. Does that ever come with expectations? Because, some of us in my friend group, like, you become known for eggs in the morning, but you're known for everything. Then you could probably cook a breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Is there an expectation to cook for people at event, like when you're hosting or?
Never.
Never?
No. I go to friends' houses a lot for dinner, and I'm like, hey, how can I help? And they're like, go sit down. Like,
Oh, really?
Oh,
eh?
yeah, like go enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty cool. Like even around the holidays, my mom, like, I'll help out. Like,
Yeah.
But like, I'm rarely the host. Or people are like, no, you do it enough. Like, come to our house, we'll cook. But I like cooking with my friends, and I don't get to cook enough at work anymore. And it is still my passion. Like I really enjoy being in the kitchen. So yeah, when I do get a chance to cook, I dial in pretty good. Like yeah, my girlfriend's pretty happy about that. Like she comes over for dinner, and it's like
that's not bad.
Yeah, she's eating at the best restaurant.
You always have
in
an
town.
ace up your sleeve, right? Like,
Yeah.
I can always cook, no matter what.
Yeah.
Like the movie might have been bad, but the food's gonna
Food
be
is
good.
a love language, man.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's for sure. That's for sure.
Do you remember Big Daddy? Rob
the
Schneider's
movie?
character? And he's talking about how they go together like lamb and tuna fish, and like in the movie they like everyone recoils because they think it's gross. I remember one time you did that
We
for
did
Valentine's
the
Day
thing. We did the
He
couples
did,
thing.
lamb and tuna fish, but it was I forget how the lamb was cooked. Obviously, it was like a tuna steak, I think.
It was a tuna steak, and I think we did like lamb, like almost like a roasted lamb rack.
Yeah.
with it.
Oh, okay.
So like
Yeah.
a
And they went
concept
okay
in
together?
an Adam Sandler movie
Yeah.
that was like gross, but like
Yeah.
in real life actually
Yeah,
quite good together.
Yeah, it was pretty
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, it was good.
On the face of it, doesn't really go together, but I
No,
guess
but-
yeah.
We made it work.
Yeah. I guess they're thinking about like canned tuna.
I think
too.
that's
Like,
kind of what he's probably talking about.
That was like the 6th or 7th course that night, though.
Oh yeah, it
And
was.
Paulie asked her about the 6th or 7th bottle
Bottle
of
of
wine.
wine.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I remember
Yeah.
it being good, and not just because of the wine.
the opinion
But-
might be skewed, but it's okay.
Yeah, we'll go back to the listeners.
Yeah, and I mean, one of the things whenever we have culinary people on, there's a lot of people, now with the advent of, first how like the Cooking Network took off or Food Network took off, and then how like there's so much on like Instagram and TikTok about making food at home. What are the do's and don'ts you could share with for a home cook? Like things to stay away from and things like what's something that any home cook could do that would like impress people that isn't too technically daunting?
Too technically daunting, to make on your own from
Yeah.
scratch. It's tough. The one thing I would say to people first and foremost is don't be scared to try something.
Right.
Like, I'm a good cook, But it didn't like just like walk in the kitchen one day and like, watch this. Like it takes time, it takes practice. You know, you have to be willing to screw up and call the pizza guy if you do. And like, and that's the case. You know, really easy things to make. I don't know. It's just kind of hard because I kind of make. It's funny. My girl's like, "You make everything look so easy. Like you're so fast." I'm like, I just made a chicken breast. Like, but like even just like pan roasted chicken, like you know what I mean. You know, if you get like a nice chicken leg or half chicken, and you just sear it off on all sides, and you just kind of put your pan in the oven at 350 degrees with some mirepoix in there, and even just tent it a bit, and just let that roast. Like it's simple, right? But people, I think. We're lucky because our parents cooked, so we learned a lot from them and learned about that, how unique it was to have a home cooked meal every night. Right. I think now with like there's a lot more double income families where this is being lost, but it seems like it's having a resurgence now.
I think that's true.
And people are looking for that quick meal. Less is more. Like just kind of keep it simple, right? Like you don't have to be extravagant. You don't have to have crazy sauces. When I cook at home, it's like literally salt, pepper, olive oil. Yeah. Butter, like depending on what I'm doing, but like I don't have a spice rack of like you know, Thousand Island spices or like here's like you know my Jamaican spice rub. Like I don't use any of this stuff. It's kind of like the food speak for itself. If you have quality ingredients and you put a little bit of time into it, it's not bad. But so I think not being scared is one thing, but if you're gonna do a fail safe kind of meal at home, you know it's always easy to do. Just soups are so easy to make. No one makes soup, and like soup's just so easy. Like so
it's
like,
hard to screw up a soup.
Yeah, you can't.
And it just makes the house smell like unreal. You've just got like
soups
onion,
awesome.
Celery, and carrots, garlic roasting. Frying up before you put the broth in. Like
and like soup's kind of like the first thing you learn in culinary school. It's like you're gonna learn to make broths and stocks, and then you're gonna learn to make soups, and then you evolve from there, right? And the other thing with soup is it's like really good, like to help you with your knife skills, cut up like little vegetable pieces and stuff like that too, right? So I think if you're gonna start anywhere, you start with soup.
You mean people don't have slap chops at home?
Well, it's funny you say that because like my mom, like we make soup. Like I make soup every, you know, probably more frequently in the winter.
Bragging.
I'm not bragging.
I'm
just saying I make soup at home.
He's a big soup guy.
But so obviously a lot of it's like cutting intensive, and she got me one of those, not a slap chop, but like you pull a cord, and
What's
it like,
that?
Oh wow!
and it like. But I don't use it.
Like a chainsaw?
Well, it has a blade in it that has like on a rope.
Oh, I see.
And you pull it, and it's it winds around and
it's
it cuts
like
everything
a food
out.
processor without a motor.
Exactly.
Okay.
And she's like, "Have you used that?" It's like, but if I use that, then I won't actually get any better with my knife skills because then I'll just be using this thing all the time. And when I actually need to use a knife, I'm going to be brutal. Not that I'm good, but like you're not going to get better if you don't use your knife, right? So.
I got obsessed with a mandolin for a while. It's broken now, but those things are all dangerous. First of all, you can really take your knuckles off. But I mean, everything.
You have a guard,
everything,
right? You're a guy.
He took it off though.
Yeah, I go guardless. But like you get humming along on that thing. You got you got your carrots done really nice. You got
I'm getting anxiety like thinking about that actually. Just
no, don't worry about it. I'm fine.
No,
I got all the digits are there, right?
Yeah.
But I got obsessed with like the air fryer recently.
Oh yeah.
Like that's a beautiful invention, you know, chicken in the air fryer, just dialed in, right?
You can like really like air fryers are pretty fail safe. Like you can really like make some good stuff in there. I have an air fryer at home. I cook wings all the time.
I was gonna say wings are a great one in there
because it's so hard in the oven to get like a crispy wing. But the air fryer, if you're not going to go through the whole trouble of like getting oil and doing that stuff, the air fryer is a good choice.
But you don't even need like I find like when I do air fried wings, I don't even put like any additional oil or anything.
No,
there's so much fat in the chicken. They cook themselves.
Yeah. So there's some at home tips for you. I like how you even went like in the oven 350, tent it, you know, with the chicken. Like people can actually take that away as something.
We'll clip that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because I'm sick of all the Instagram where there's a new like spice, like to your point earlier about the spice rack, like, and now I'm going to use this like special blend of spices that like you can only get from this website. And it's like, and you definitely don't need it because you have all the other spices in your spice rack.
Yeah.
And I've now combined it, but it's got a cool name and make you think you need this to make this dish, right? But
yeah.
we wanted to ask you, you know, we've been talking about your training as a chef, and obviously there's a lot, what Steve mentioned earlier with the advent of like the Food Network and Instagram now, like everybody is looking for that content. And there's been a lot of different TV shows that have tried to portray, what it's like to run a restaurant or to be a chef. And The Bear is one that I think you've watched. Steve doesn't like to watch popular stuff, but you
I've watched
that one?
The Bear. What are you talking about? Yeah.
So like,
awesome.
Yeah, The Bear's
Bear's
awesome.
really
But we
good.
wanted to ask you, as somebody who's lived in that world and knows what it's about, for your money, what's the best representation that you've seen of what it's actually like to be in the kitchen, working in a restaurant?
You know what? The Bear's pretty good.
Yeah?
Like they got it down to the pat. Like even with like the containers they're drinking water out of. Like,
Yeah.
they don't have like water bottles or like they're.
What do they
using-
drink water of? I don't
Like
remember.
mason
They
jars,
use, they
right?
use like no, they use like they're like little like quarter liter, like half liter
Oh,
containers, like
yeah.
super,
Oh
like,
yeah.
like plastic containers. Like
Yeah.
I have to do that.
you buy like a sauce and like they have those with their name
Yeah.
on them. I think
Yeah.
it's pretty fun.
That's how it is, eh?
That's how it is, and like. I think the Bear does a good job with like it shows like everything. It shows you what the fridges look like. Shows you the kitchen.
Yeah.
Shows a lot of the prep and like the thought around dishes and stuff like that. So that's kind of like
And the
that happens.
rolls too, the different rolls in
Yeah,
the
the
kitchen.
rolls. They show you the brigade, right? They
Yeah.
kind of like the Bears does a really good job with it. The other one that was really good was what was it called? Chef.
Yeah,
with
with the
food truck.
yeah.
That was pretty cool though. Like
Yeah.
the way they kind
With
of
John
designed that.
Favreau.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was another one with was it Daniel Cooper?
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper.
Yeah.
But was it called Burnt
Burnt?
or something? Yeah.
That was pretty cool
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
right? So like you
Yeah.
look at those, and those are more recent ones, so they've kind of
Yeah.
divulged more into those. Then after that, it's just kind of like as far as shows go, you got to look at the reality, like the reality shows, and kind of pick through those. But
Yeah.
I think the best one out there for the culinary world was Bourdain. Like
Yeah.
Parts Unknown
Yeah.
is just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that's my dream job. Like I want to be it. Can I be the
Yeah.
next?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
casting, I'm there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like just
Yeah.
so that now he showed like the depths of the culinary world and everything, right? So that's kind of cool too, right? When you see the reality behind it,
Yeah.
especially different areas.
Yeah.
But the Bear does a good job. I really like the Bear.
For sure. I got really into Julia and Julie and Julia. You know that? Do you ever see that? The Julia Childs
No,
movie?
I've never seen that.
It was really good. And then I bought her cookbook, The Joy of Cooking, like the
Yeah.
seminal sort of. It was the first sort of American, sort of like French cookbook. So you
Yep.
could do French cuisine in the
that's
United
right.
States, and I cooked my way through that for a bit, and like getting those sort of like, I think they call them the Three Sisters or the Four Sisters sauces of French cuisine.
Mother sauces.
Mother sauces, yeah.
Yeah.
That was really cool to do that because it sort of starts with that, and that's what every dish is based on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was cool, and then the movie really got me into that.
That's
Good
great,
story.
man. Yeah,
It's
see
a
now
good
you
story.
got me back. Good
It had
story.
a
That's
really
good.
good point, right? I made a good point.
You know what? I got the Taroni cookbook for Christmas.
Oh, really? I didn't know they
I've
had one.
I've not started yet, but
Yeah.
it's there.
That's always
I'm
your
gonna
go-to,
try it.
eh? When we can't think of somewhere to go in Toronto. Yeah.
Troni's
You
awesome.
Oh, you can't go wrong.
Like,
I've never had a
they're
bad
awesome.
meal there.
no.
The wine list is unreal. It's unhinged.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's long. And they got the main thing is they have people that know the
Then
list.
no.
there,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
right? Because like, who am I
Yeah.
to? But then if you ask, then they make good recommendations. Right? Troni's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
We love Taroni on this pod. Before we let you go, Paulo, because we know it's a busy week. It's Easter's coming. You got a lot of stuff on the go. We've been doing this best of Sudbury list with all of our guests, so we're going to run through a couple different topics. They are heavily food related, as I mentioned at the outset. This is now a food podcast.
Yeah.
We're
We're on the Food Network.
The first one we always ask is, for your money, what's the best pizza in Sudbury?
Best pizza. I don't know. It depends on what you're looking at. Like Don's is good. But I do like the only thing that digs me about Don's is canned mushrooms on the pizza. I don't like canned mushrooms on pizza. Like I'm a fresh mushroom guy. I love mushroom pizza, but the pizza's good. I would say that like I don't actually go or order pizza a lot. I obviously make it or buy it at Regency Bakery.
Yeah.
there you go.
Um,
You can say that.
but I can remember the last time I actually ordered pizza was you were there. It was Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
We got Great Lakes and it was awesome.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, like it was
yeah.
lights out. So like I think we have really good pizza places in Sudbury. It doesn't matter which one it is. Like I think if you stick to the local guys,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're getting a quality pie. Like whether it's Don's or Cortina, even Tony V's is pretty
Oh
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I think that's like the local guys are where it's at. The chains just aren't doing anymore. Even Toppers isn't the same as it used to be.
Yeah. I remember when Great Lakes first popped up. It was like the first sort of local chain-ish thing after Toppers.
Yeah.
My family lived on that for
As I
years.
say, my
Like,
mom, that became
Yeah.
the go-to
Yeah.
for a number of years. I think it still is, actually.
just
Yeah.
those. I remember you walk in and there'd be just like boxes, like empty boxes packed to the ceiling.
Oh yeah.
You know, like like
Yeah.
at old school pizza
And
place.
they've been in the same spot forever. Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Yeah.
just-
Yeah,
yeah, they're great. They do a good job. Don's
they
does a
do.
good job.
yeah,
Regency.
Regency, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so we have our, like, obviously we sell you pizza dough and all the time. So we have our little pizza we sell in the store, but even on our catering side, we do pizzas at lunch and stuff like that.
I didn't know that. I'm glad
It's
to know
part
that
of, it's
now.
part of the secret menu.
That's good. Oh, really?
Oh,
Now it's
Yeah.
out to the masses. Watch out.
Yeah.
Carter's going to be getting after that after.
So
After the
we do them pre-order. Obviously, we're not a pizza shop where we
Yeah.
can call in and get it. Like, so when we do our corporate catering and stuff like that,
Yeah.
it's on our menus.
nice.
And they've been pretty popular and do that and stuff like that. So it's always been on our catering menus.
Yeah. You
For
guys
years.
throw together a gift basket. My God, the gift baskets you guys throw down,
Yeah,
like the curated, like you sort of give them an idea how much you want to spend.
yeah,
Some of the best gift baskets I've ever bought. Like
they're
really
awesome.
Good job.
Nadia takes care of those.
Yeah.
She's really particular about how those things are made.
Yeah. Eh?
Like
You
I
can
even
tell.
asked him, like, why don't we train the people doing meals? I was like, no. Like, she's like,
It's an art.
This is her thing. Like,
Yeah.
it's- and they are beautiful.
Yeah.
And even though I bug her all the time, I'm like, nobody cares what the bowl looks like.
Yeah. No,
No, they're awesome. They're amazing. She does such a good job with them.
yeah.
Yeah, we go through, like, obviously the Christmas stuff, like, we go through a ton of them, but
Yeah.
they're getting more and more popular. We're doing them all the time.
Yeah.
Mostly just on pre-order.
Yeah. Yeah.
It takes a couple days to turn one around, but yeah, no, they've been really popular, and yeah, we get a lot of good feedback with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just thought of that.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're such a great gift too.
they are.
Yeah, yeah. So moving on from best pizza, best burger by a local joint, I should say.
Tough.
Tough, eh? Yeah.
Townhouse is good.
Townhouse.
Yeah.
Actually, we haven't had that mentioned yet, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's my favorite, I'd say.
Townhouse
number
is good.
4.
I've had burger at Buzzy's last couple weeks
I haven't
ago.
had burger there.
It's
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had the burger at P&M's. Lights out too.
Really, eh?
I feel like I've not had the burger there. Even I've lived there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I live.
You live there?
I mean, I'd like to live there.
You live
in
near
terms of,
there.
Like how
Yeah, yeah.
much?
Yeah.
I'd like to go more.
Yeah, I've had
Yeah.
the burger
Chance
at
if you're
P&M's. It's
listening.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got like this roasted red pepper sauce on it and
Oh,
stuff.
wow.
It's pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unique. It's good. Yeah, so I think there's some good spots
That's
there.
some good options.
Townhouse is pretty.
He's
cool.
given us
That-
some
that-
options, right?
That Mojo burger at Townhouse, so with the peanut sauce on it.
I haven't had that. I'm
that
a
one's
slave
good.
to the number 4.
Number 4.
Number
I
4 is
crushed
good.
the number 4.
You ever crush the was it the super stack
Yeah.
with the grilled cheese?
Yeah, the
for
grilled cheese bun.
for the buns.
Grilled
Oh,
cheese on
wow.
either side.
Yeah.
That's
I've
a-
never attempted it.
I've never had it.
I think my brother-in-law did it a couple times. You know,
Yeah.
he might have had some assistance before eating it, but anyway, from burgers, obviously we know the air fryer does good wings. But for you, if you were to go get wings from somewhere, where would you go?
So recently, I had wings at the Cortina 64,
Okay.
Okay.
and so that's the same family that used to own Grumblers.
Right.
So
Okay.
they brought back
Yeah.
the Grumblers
Okay.
wings on their menu,
Oh,
and they're awesome.
okay.
There's a
awesome.
Grumbler shaped hole in my heart. I feel like Friday nights at Grumblers were nuts when I was
It was
like,
the best. Like,
Yeah.
Their wings were the best,
Yeah.
right? So they're doing the Grumblers wings. There.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a pro
stop.
tip. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's pretty good. I didn't know about that.
Yeah. So, so I'm lucky enough that we do business with a lot of these big
Yeah, yeah.
places, right? So, and I try to go, if I do, I'm trying to go out and support people who support me, obviously.
Yeah.
We do venture out, obviously. But yeah, I think their wings right now, last time I had them, they're pretty good. Yeah.
Dialed wings.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe you're in the doghouse with your girlfriend. Maybe you just want to treat someone. What about fine dining? Where would you go in Sudbury?
Fine dining is,
And I use that term loosely, like a more elevated dining, I suppose.
yeah, elevated. So obviously the Cuisine is a pretty popular spot for people.
Yeah.
Fredicos is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing some pretty cool stuff over there. I like Fredicos because they changed around menus a lot.
Yeah.
Right. And then obviously the other one was always Tommy's, right?
Yeah.
Tommy's was
Yeah.
great, so it's sad to see that one go.
Yeah.
Apparently there's something going in that spot now too, so
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
there's rumblings around. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
not sure what it is. So we got some new things coming around the corner as well, right? So it's kind of cool. It's exciting. But yeah, I don't go out a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, I would say fine dining. I'd have to say is probably Fredicos right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They'd be the only place I'd really consider like true fine dining.
Yeah. I think that's fair.
Do you
Right.
remember at Tommy's how like I always appreciate when the waiter or waitress like does a good job describing the dishes.
Yeah.
I found even at Tommy's, like down to the detail about how excited they are to tell you about what's in the dish. They have that even dialed.
Oh
Like,
yeah, they always had
like-
the lingo.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like and what the preparation was and everything.
And it was always the same folks too.
Yeah.
Right? So you knew
Yeah.
that they
Yeah.
knew what they were talking about because you'd get that same guy.
yeah.
pretty
I
much
am
every
thinking of
time
a
you'd
guy
go.
in particular.
It's probably the same guy.
Yeah.
Never got his name. But
No,
he was
They
on the
only,
win.
they only
legend.
had male servers there.
is that
And
right?
It was the same
yeah.
group of guys that worked there for
Yeah.
forever, and and it was just like they had a good team. They stuck to it,
Yeah.
and they all helped each other out. And,
Yeah.
they were pretty knowledgeable. They were good. And you get that at most places.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard. It's hard finding that like career server now kind
kidding.
of thing, right? So
Yeah.
people are gonna buy in and really show that passion
Yeah.
for the project. You get that at Verdicchio's as well with Mario. Is there? He's been there forever, right? And he knows everything about that place, let alone
Yeah.
everything on the menu. And so it all comes down to training, right? You get most good restaurants that are running good training programs and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Outside the chains, you really see that elevated serving experience.
I think that it's a different experience then, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
They had a smoked duck penne at Tommy's that was
Oh,
out of control. We
best.
had to order it every single time, no matter how many times you've had
yeah.
it.
And like coming from an Italian family, you get smoked duck on
Yeah.
your penne with like a cream sauce.
Yeah.
It's not like
yeah.
some you
It's
normally.
not- it's not normal,
Yeah, you
yeah.
don't go home and tell Nona you had that.
Yeah,
But, like,
a
it
little
was good.
blasphemous, but it
Yeah.
worked.
Tell me at penne. Yeah.
It's kind of like the lamb and tuna fish. It goes well.
Yeah.
So this one could be food, but it could be whatever you want. Best hidden gem is kind of how we open it, and you can kind of take it wherever
Doesn't
you
have
like.
to be food. It can be anything.
Hidden gem, like anything in the city.
Yeah, like if you had somebody coming in from out of town,
What would you show them?
where would you bring them if they hadn't experienced Sudbury before?
Okay, well, so I think if you're going like food culture wise, you want to go to Parketta Bingo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if you're an outdoorsy person, then Kiwi Park's a pretty cool spot. I don't know if it's a hidden gem anymore. Like,
Yeah.
it's pretty well known now.
Yeah.
But like what they're doing over there is pretty exceptional. Like, you guys had Carrie on your podcast,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
even what they're planning on doing.
Yeah,
later on,
with
it's
the
like,
Killarney stuff.
yeah, it's pretty cool. Kiwi Park's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. Food related, hidden gem might not be a hidden gem to us, but to a lot of other people it might be because they might not expect it. Sapporo Ichi Bang is probably
Oh,
pound
yeah.
one of the best sushis out there,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
I would lump that in with anything I've had in Toronto, even.
100%.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if someone comes from out of town and is like, "What do you want to go for? You want to go for good sushi? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's your spot,
I
Yeah.
agree.
right?" And like, so I
Yeah.
think
That's
that's
the
like,
first time anyone said that too.
yeah.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
Because it's
It's dead on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you talked a bit about Kiwi Park, but for you, the last thing we have is like best outdoor experience. So if you're not going to Kiwi Park, what do
Sudbury?
we? Yeah.
I'm a fishing guy. Like,
Yeah.
we got some pretty cool little fishing holes around here.
Mm-hmm.
We have to drive a little bit out of town, but we're lucky to be where we are
Yeah.
as far as outdoors go. And I'm a golfing guy too, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we got some we got quality courses in Sudbury too for our population and kind of like, the small town that we are, that people think we are. We got some pretty exceptional outdoor activities around here.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say like, a Kiwi Park or even just getting out into like Windy Lake area.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
incredible, right?
Yeah.
Even if you take the hour and a half drive up north halfway lake, I guess it's not Sudbury, but
Yeah.
it's pretty close. Like those are pretty cool spots that we
Well,
have
yeah.
like at our fingertips.
Yeah. And how many places could you go fishing in the morning and then catch 9 holes in the afternoon?
Yeah.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah,
in
I
that too many
used to
places.
do. I play golf every Sunday, and a couple of times a year, the buddy of mine, we'd go fishing at like 5 in the morning. We'd go out,
Yeah.
and we call it the Fish and Skins weekend, and we'd literally go straight to the golf course from
Yeah.
like, the fishing hole and
Yeah.
go play 9. Right
That's the
after.
Sudbury Biathlon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's pretty good.
Summer biathlon.
Not too many places you can do that. that's
No,
for sure.
no.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think like some really unique answers on the Sudbury Best list. You spent a good amount of time with us, and I know that time is of the essence right now this time of year. Paolo, thanks so much for coming on. We had a really good time.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, it was awesome. Like I looked at your guest list, I've listened to your podcast, and to be on a podcast with the people that have been on here and recognized like that, that's really awesome. Yeah, really appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
No.
Yeah,
Thanks,
no
man.
problem. I'm glad this happened after lunch, so that I don't run and eat right now.
Make a couple stops.
Yeah.